Let me ask you about something that you tweeted about regarding the quarterback situation at two different schools. And I'll leave you to answer that, but my setup, I guess, would be that you know the old adage in football, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Well, Notre Dame had two quarterbacks this season. They may not have any going into the offseason, and we'll see who ends up being their starting quarterback when the season opener comes in 2017. But what can you tell us about Malik Zaire and his plans?
Yeah, not surprisingly, Malik Zaire, who was sort of the loser of the quarterback battle with Deshaun Kaiser this year, is transferring. He's going to be a grad transfer after he picks up his degree in December. He's got a full release. Initially, we thought it was restricted to teams that Notre Dame was not playing in 2017. But apparently, he has his full release, can go anywhere he wants, anywhere that'll have him. One of the teams that came up initially was North Carolina. If he goes to North Carolina, that essentially means he's going there to start to be the guy in 2017, which by extension means that North Carolina's starting quarterback currently, Mitch Trubisky, who could come back if he wants to, might be headed to the NFL draft. Both those guys are not going to be on North Carolina's campus at the same time. If Mitch Trubisky is there, Malik Zaire is going elsewhere. If Malik Zaire winds up at North Carolina, that means Mitch Trubisky has decided to go to the NFL. Those two guys are not going to operate on the same campus. One of those guys would be the starter at North Carolina, but they won't both be on the roster.
Who would be your guess to be the starting quarterback for the Fighting Irish?
My guess would be Brandon Wimbush. He's a guy that we haven't seen a whole lot of yet. He even redshirted this year with the idea they'd preserve a year of eligibility for him down the line as the starter. Dual threat quarterback, big arm, a lot of talk that he is the perfect guy to run Brian Kelly's offense, but he's the starter because I think Deshaun Kaiser has to go to the NFL. I mean, again, I'm not Deshaun. He certainly can make whatever decision he wants, but you're talking about a prospect who's probably going to be told that he's a top 5, top 10 pick, maybe number 1 overall if he wows everybody at the combine with his athleticism and his arm. He's got some things to learn, but I think you wind up at this stage learning that in the pros, getting paid to be a student in the pros, learning how to be an NFL quarterback when there's basically nowhere to go but down in 2017. So I think Malik Zaire transfers, Deshaun Kaiser heads to greener pastures in more ways than one, and you have Notre Dame going into 2017 with a promising but unproven guy at quarterback in Brandon Wimbush.